likes to show up right now. Use your fangs. How's it going? How nice of you to wait for the hour for delay. Oh yeah, I know that you would. I'll whip her into shape, don't worry. Yeah. Got it.
We want to welcome you back to Major League Lacrosse on LSN. We're at FAU Stadium in Boca Raton. The game between the Atlanta Blaze and the Florida Launch. And we're happy to let you know that we are just about to resume action here in the third quarter after a lightning delay of 1 hour and 29 minutes. And when we were last with you, Tom James and Chaz Woodson, 10-8 the score as Atlanta leads Florida with 8:14 left to play. Joe Nardella and Luke Dupre in the face-off X.
That certainly hasn't slowed down the face-off. They got a ball on the field.
An hour and a half, Chaz Woodson, and I know you've played through and lived through lightning delays in the past. Yeah. What is it like for these players having to regroup, stretch back out again, and resume play?
So I've been through 3 of them. One that ended up getting canceled. We actually had like 3 or 4 different delays within that game. And, it's not the same no matter what. You try to get that level of intensity back, and especially in this situation where where there are playoff implications, but it's not the same. When you go sit for an hour and a half, you don't have that same kind of adrenaline, that same mojo. Your body's not functioning the same way. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with it.
A couple of missed shots here from the Blaze on their opening possession since we've resumed. This is
and the good thing is it's both teams. So nobody really gets the advantage there.
Well, and it's such a key game. We would have probably waited this out all night because of the playoff implications for both of these teams. It really affects not only these 2 teams, but everybody else in the league. And there is a quick goal from Connor Busick. Wow. And he has a hat trick. Coach Mariano is happy.
And that's just a good athlete being athletic and making a play there.
Busick falling to the ground as he let that one go.
He splits the double, and then, as you see Liam Burns coming over to him and sliding, the reason he's really able to get that off and it's a great shot is because he switches hands there. So as he's falling, he switches from his right to his left, which gives him a little better angle and gets his hands free.
So the Launch have cut it to 1. If you're just joining us, Atlanta went on a huge tear. In the first quarter, they took a 7-2 lead. Second quarter, the Launch got back into the game. They have yet to be able to draw even, although they've gotten to within a goal a couple of times. Florida scored the first goal of the game, but they've trailed ever since.
Yep. First goal of the game, first goal of the second quarter, first goal of, I don't know if they scored the first goal of the third quarter or not. But now they get the first one out of the break. They did not score out of the...
Yeah, shot. Nice save on the Sims shot by Austin Cal.
That's not the worst shot, but probably not the best timing.
So if you've stuck this one out with us, we appreciate it. Back here in steamy Boca Raton. Weather cell cropped up just kind of out of nowhere. About 7:45 as Unterstein getting into it right there with Kevin Rice. Head coach Liam Banks of the Atlanta Blaze. Coming into this game 6-6, Florida 5-7. The Launch must win tonight, or else they're eliminated from playoff contention. The Blaze can actually lose and still be alive.
Yeah, and I think, I think Florida's played with a little sense of desperation tonight. They certainly haven't backed off at any point. So we'll see how this plays itself out.
5 minutes to play here, third quarter. We resumed after the lightning delay with a little over 8 minutes left in the quarter. It's the 5th missed shot from Atlanta since action was resumed.
Ooh.
Tommy Polasic. Sims had it, took a wild shot, and this one will belong to the Launch, who now have a chance to tie it up, Chad.
Yeah, and that's a great defensive stand. Now you have to be careful not to rush it, right? So you've played defense for the full 60. Now you got to get a good possession here. You want the best shot, not the first shot. Because the last thing you want to do after playing defense that long is send the ball back early.
Ryan Drenner. Connor Busick. And he's really had the hot hand, he and McCardle, for the Launch, each with 3 goals.
And see, again, I like it when he gets himself going downhill like that. But with no passes in that possession, now we're down under 30, and there's really been, same deal there.
Dylan
even
Malloy
though he finished.
ties the game for the Launch. And first time this game has been even since early in the first quarter.
And again, it's another situation of a guy just making a play, right? And that's a shot he's certainly proven that he's capable of taking. But again, I have to question, and you don't want to take anything away from them. They're all great athletes and great players. That's why they're on this stage. But in that whole possession, I think there were 2 passes. One out to Connor way up top before he dodged, and then one right there off the end line to Malloy.
Not the type of possession Coach Mariano's looking for.
Exactly.
But certainly the type of result he wants, as they're tied at a dozen apiece here, late third quarter.
And like I said early in the game, you'll take it any way you can get it, and
sure,
sometimes you're just going to have to gut it out like that and make plays. That should be a hold on. That should be a hold on Atlanta.
Nardella out of there. His shot goes wide, and a whole heap of traffic right there. And the crowd has come alive for the Florida Launch as they have tied this thing, and got to hand it to the fans who have stuck around, and a goal from Ratliff.
That would be a 1, but that's a nice shot.
It gives Atlanta the lead again. It's close up there on the arc. That left foot, though, right on the line, Jazz.
And he knew it. So, you got guys calling for it, and he's saying, no, it was a 1.
So Scotty Ratliff on the board for the first time. In fact, that goal from Dylan Malloy of the Launch a minute ago, surprisingly, his first goal of the night.
Yeah.
So the Blaze regaining the lead. Quick whistle right off the face-off.
They called him for a hold on that. A lot of guys sideline, and then players right there weren't happy with that call.
So under 3 minutes to play. Back behind the net.
Got him hung up now.
Cuccinello. Oh, what a save by Cal. He was right there. Cuccinello almost in the crease. It was close.
Yep, and that's what he was, being in the crease. I don't know if he was in there before he shot it or not. It was really a great move.
Look at Connor Busick weaving through traffic.
And this is where he's really dangerous, but he's got to make the right decision.
So a replay of that goal on the inset there, but Busick against Scotty Ratliff. Tim Barber now falls to his knees. Oh, way to get rid of it. Malloy had a chance.
Yep, that's going to be a moving pick.
$1:55 left in the third. So the Launch keep it. Nick Mariano, close.
Yeah, take another step before he shoots that.
Just side by Gittleman.
But you see both teams playing with a little more life right now, or at least a little more energy than I would have expected, coming out of that break.
Well, that sense of urgency will now or never type situation, especially for the launch,
right,
where it is truly now or never. They lose tonight, and they are out of contention. Austin Sims against Mariano. Tagliaferri, excuse me. Winds up, the shot goes wide. Salcido. Final minute of the third quarter.
Under 10 on the clock.
Kelly to Rice, who finally finds the net. His first goal of the night comes with 52 seconds left in the third quarter.
Another good pull. They draw the double team, and he's got just enough room. I think Tucker might have actually even gotten a little stick on that ball. But a good shot, and again, you just, if you're Atlanta, great possession, right? You take a shot under 10 seconds and you get a goal. If you're the Launch, you play great defense for 50 seconds and then you give up a goal, in the last 7 or 8. That's not what you want.
Kevin Rice, the all-time franchise leader for Atlanta in points, goals, and assists. That is his 64th goal as a member of the Blaze.
There's going to be a
hold. He's the best player in Blaze history, and that is a hold.
I guess they didn't throw the flag.
That's right.
Wow, and Liam is hot about that no call right there, and he should be.
Tagliaferri got away with it. Final 15 seconds of the third quarter. 2 straight for the Blaze have given them a 2-goal lead. That shot goes wide.
8 seconds. You can't give up one here.
There's still time for Atlanta. Here's Rice. Canelo, and the shot by count, and that will do it for the third quarter. And one of the longest third quarters we've ever seen after a lightning delay of a hour and 29 minutes. Final 2 goals of the quarter from Ratliff and Rice have given the Blaze the lead back 14-12 headed to the fourth.
Fakes in front. Long shoots, he scores! The Outlaws are 2016 Major League Lacrosse champions.
So that's a long off season. Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're gonna have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team.
This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses. Get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse championship.
Don't feel sorry for yourselves.
Underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Just find a way to make it happen.
Major League Lacrosse on Lax Sports Network is brought to you by Coca-Cola and by Powerade.
Everybody's alive if they win. The young fans of the Florida launch hanging around. They're not worried about a lightning delay. They are in it to win it till the end. Week 14 of the MLL season concludes on Sunday on Lax Sports Network when the first-place Dallas Rattlers host the New York Lizards. Dallas has already clinched a spot in the postseason and will host the semifinal game, and New York's hoping to join them in the playoffs. LSN's coverage gets underway at 6:30 Eastern Time tomorrow, and following the game, stay with us on LSN. We're going to update you on all the playoff scenarios, all the news and highlights from the weekend on Lacrosse Now. Fourth quarter underway. The pressure is on. The launch have to win to stay alive in the playoff race. Atlanta, with a victory, will certainly help their chances to make it into that Final Four. 4 of the 9 teams get postseason.
And it's a good place to be. I mean, obviously that's what you're playing for, right? You want to be in the championship, but you know, sometimes you forget what these guys go through, you know, during the week to play this game and to play at the highest level, and to kind of cap that off by going to the playoffs and championship weekend is really a special thing. I got to do that a handful of times, never won a championship, but it really does. It means a lot more, I think, for some of these guys than people realize.
Connor Kelly. Moving. Ooh. Ball was deflected. Wasik with 30 seconds on the shot clock now. Gets it out to Sims, and again deflected.
Atlanta does a great job of moving the ball and finding the open guy when they draw double teams. They came up short on that one, but still a good take.
Unterstein with a rare shot. Keep in mind regarding the playoffs that Atlanta can lose tonight and will still remain alive for a playoff spot.
Good find.
And Malloy just going wide right with that one. So backs against the wall for the launch. Down 2. Fourth quarter, down 1 now, thanks to Brian Cole, who has a hat trick.
That's a nice job of tiptoeing the crease and protecting his stick and just being paid to finish that in front of the cage rather than bailing and taking the shot early.
Watch Cole. His 3rd goal of the night. Brian Cole is the 5th man tonight to have a hat trick. He's the 3rd launch player, joining McCardle and Busick. And for the Blaze, Hype and Canelo, both with hat tricks. A tough call right now for Coca-Cola player of the game. I think what's been decided just yet.
Yeah, and you're not necessarily seeing it from, you know, guys like Malloy and Rice, who you thought you might have.
Sure. There's McClancy. Canelo high. There's Cout in there, directing traffic. Very much a leader.
Yeah, he does a great job being a vocal leader on that defense, and that's what you expect of your goalkeeper. But he's very good at that. And where some goalies are really animated and kind of overreact to things, he tends to be pretty even-keeled.
However, we have seen him get vocal down there.
For sure.
Keep it going.
Shot wide from Kelly. Kelly's taken a lot of shots tonight. He has scored 1 goal. Austin Kaut needed 7 200 for the season. He has 16, but not able to save that one as Ipe with his 4th goal of the game. And it's a 2-goal lead again for Atlanta.
And it's a good take. You notice he dove there, but it wasn't a dive for the sake of diving. He changes his angle with that. He avoids the crease with it. So there's no question as to whether or not it's a goal. It's a good take.
Atlanta back in front by 2. The launch keep hanging around. He did draw even once. That's just a great goal by Ipe. Kaut animated that time.
Yeah, I'm sure he thinks he should have had that one.
Comes
numbers here.
Jared Newman for 2. That would have tied the game.
That fly. Goodness.
Ryan Drenner to Malloy. Great defense that time. And Clancy in.
That's a good job of having a stick in the lane and snagging that out of the air.
Janello. Rice works it back out to Sergio Salcido, the former Florida Launch player.
Florida Launch player and a Florida product.
Yeah, from Winter Park in the Orlando area. Hard-working young man. Saved by Kaut once again.
It's another one that's easy for a goalie to see. Coming down right at him. Didn't have to make him move. There's no screen.
McCardle. Out to Barber, now McCardle once again. Kieran moving in, going wide.
The other thing I like about McCardle is when he shoots, he does a good job of varying his shot, right? So he, unless he's in the same spot and gets the opportunity, a lot of his shots come from different angles or hit different spots on the cage.
Barber. Here's Drenner. Good defense that time.
3 seconds, we'll see if they try to push it, and they don't.
Under 9 minutes left to play here at FAU Stadium.
And that's something you want right there, goals off the ride, or possessions off the ride first, but then goals off the ride. So that's a big possession right there. That's one that, saves the defense from having to go down and play because it's not off of a face-off or anything like that. But it's just an extra opportunity. And that's an
opportunity right there for Drenner.
And Busick worked really hard for that. That was a great job, great take on his part, and a great job of getting the ball out of his stick and finding the open guy. He's got to finish that. I think he rushed it a little bit and, takes it from his shoulder, shoots it low, which is kind of what you're taught to do, especially inside. But on this ground, if it hits the ground, it's slowing down tremendously.
Getting to be crunch time.
It is too. It's not. They're not in desperation time yet, where they have to look to take a 2-pointer or anything like that. There's still plenty of time left, but you got to get stops. That's the big thing.
Connor Kelly, the Knocked away by Alec Tullett.
And if you're Atlanta, you do not, obviously you don't want to give up goals, but you got to score still. You're not in stall mode either, because two goals is nothing in this league, especially with the two-pointer.
Yeah.
2 goals is not comfortable at all.
Still, just under 7 minutes to play is an eternity.
Yeah,
that sense when you're only 2 down.
Absolutely. 2 down, you got plenty of time, and up 2, you got too much time.
Knocked away from Mariano. Great defense once again. I think that was McClancy, if I'm not mistaken, who broke that one up for the Blaze. Back it goes to Gittleman.
Atlanta is definitely thinking score here. They're also thinking, let's get this clock down. So if we don't have anything good, we want to possess this, use the whole 60 seconds, get a great shot at the end of it.
Kelly guarded by Tullett. And a shot right off the pipe from Salcido, and he knows it. Boy, he's so close.
He hits a lot of pipes. You know, even when he was playing here, there were a lot of times he got great shots off that stung off the crossbar.
Taken away, and Mike Unterstein had it for a moment. Scooped back up, though, by Liam Brains. Connor Kelly. Liam Burns has been quietly a real force on defense tonight for Atlanta.
He's a phenomenal defender. I really enjoyed having the opportunity to play with him last year here in Florida, but he's certainly a guy that's going to be a very good defender in this league for as long as he continues to play.
Salcido with the save by his former teammate, Austin Kaut. Under 5 minutes left to play. And the launch. Tagliaferri. Here's Connor Busick. Can he make a move and cut into this lead? Shot just wide left. Ryan Drenner.
And see, this is the one thing I don't like about this point in the game. When you're down and it gets to be kind of desperation time, you see a lot of people standing around watching one guy kind of do the work.
Good point.
And the ball's still got to move.
A lot of sort of desperation shots where they're sort of hoping it'll go in. Drenner. 4 minutes to play.
They're good, hard dodges, but you know, you're not making the defense work. All the slides are set up and in place. And that kind of happens, I guess. You know, when you everybody has taken a hard dodge and you're a little bit exhausted. Now you're standing around. You don't have the energy to ride hard. It's tough. But they're at their best when the ball is moving.
Timeout on the field. Atlanta looking to go. So take a look, Chaz, at the current standings. We can update this actually for you. Chesapeake has clinched a playoff spot today. So they're in there with the Rattlers. Atlanta and Florida hanging around. And Atlanta can really improve their chances with a win tonight. Of course, Florida has to win or they will be eliminated, joining Boston and Ohio.
Empty the fucking tank. Yeah, boys. Let's go. You got 3 ready. 1, 2, 3.
So as you got to listen in on that huddle, not everybody knows there's a camera around.
Live TV.
Yeah,
Live TV.
the intensity.
That's all right. It's almost 11 o'clock.
And if you are just joining us or in the last few minutes and you're wondering, how is this game still going on? We had a lightning delay of an hour and 29 minutes in the third quarter. So we're in La Crosse on the South Peninsula. 3:28 to play. Atlanta on top 15-13 against the Florida Launch. The Launch's last home game of the season. And it's getting to be crunch time.
Yeah, it definitely is. Once it hits that 2-minute mark, you're extremely desperate. So here they want to get a big stop, try to cut this to at least 1 before 2 minutes.
Here's Ipe. Those 3 goals.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and that is a huge goal.
Wow.
A huge goal from Scotty Ratliff, his second of the night, making it a 3-goal bulge for the Blaze.
And that's just that's the type of player you don't see regularly. The long stick that's going to stay on the field. He's going to play offense, play defense. And legitimately play offense, not just not just stand around. He's cutting to the goal, catching balls, finishing.
That shot, the stick high in the air, and Ratliff with the 2 goals tonight, and he had such a great game as we earlier in the broadcast on his birthday on Thursday night.
Yep. I'm not certain, but I think he has a modified defensive stick also to kind of make playing offense easier.
So the Launch need possessions right now, and we've got a timeout once again with 2:34 left to go. They need possessions, they need quality shots, but they can't spend a lot of time anymore on a possession.
Not at all. And I think they're kind of at the point right now. Like, I still don't think it's time that you have to force a 2-pointer. If you get it or you can draw something up for it, great, but I don't think you're limited to that right now. I still think you can go after the good 1-pointer, get the bucket, get the points. But the problem is they're struggling at the X. So even if they score 1 or 2, you know that ball is probably going back down to the Atlanta end, and that's where it gets tricky for them.
Blaze 16, Florida 13. 2.5 to play in Boca Raton.
Okay, Pedro, cut up to the ball. Can you step off? Yeah. Okay. Give me. You're just gonna come right here. Take it. Yeah, I know here. Penny!
And the restart, McClancy. And a break for the Launch right there.
That's crucial.
They get it back.
But now they still got to capitalize on it. They can't waste all this time subbing. They got to hustle off, get their guys on, and get ready to go. And you got to back the cage.
Nick Mariano is going to try to move in quickly here. Expect some 2-point opportunities. There's Busick and a save. What a save that time by Gittleman. Under 2 minutes left to play. McCardle with a shot to Bennington. And Atlanta going to milk this clock for all it's worth right now.
Yeah, they're going to run this all the way down to a minute.
Gittleman trying to put the final nail in the launch coffin. Minute and a half now. Sims with it.
And they're going to get the ball back, but they kind of got to go play takeaway. Because even if you get it back, you're still down 3.
Here's Connor Kelly. Knocked away. The launch have it. Got to be thinking. You got to be thinking two-pointer right here.
You gotta pull something.
You got to do something. Here's Dylan Malloy. Ball's in the hands of the right guy right now. Great defense as precious seconds tick away. Drenner, saved by Gittleman. And the possession, well, as Gittleman throws it away, so there's still life. Here's Drenner for 2. And another whistle out there. 37 seconds left to play.
Wow. Not sure what happened, but
the launch in desperation mode right now. Coach Mariano hoping against hope that somehow can get 3 goals or a 2-pointer and a goal to somehow tie this thing up, but you can't do that without the ball. And the Blaze have got it. Under 30 to go, and lights are going out on this 2018 season for the launch. And their quest to make it 2 years in a row in the playoffs is going to come to an end as the Atlanta Blaze stay very much alive in the playoff hunt as they get the 16-13 win over the Florida Launch and improve to 7-6 on the season. Florida, with the loss, falls to 5-8 on the year, and they are eliminated from playoff contention.
that's a tough one. It's a tough way to go out, especially when you know you have another week to play. Or is it 2 weeks?
One more game after this, and we're going to, Chaz, take a look at the Powerade power-through play of the game, and it's from the launch in that crazy possession where Austin Kaut came down and took a shot, but then it was Dylan Malloy on his knees, the BTB to Kieran McCardle, who finishes it off. Long.
Yeah, we don't have.
So the Florida Launch have been eliminated. An up and down year for them, but the Atlanta Blaze live to play another day. Back above 500. Chaz Woodson and our entire crew, we say so long from FAU Stadium in Boca Raton.
What's up, lacrosse fans? Have you heard? Lax Sports Network is now free. You can enjoy over 150 live games, including all of the MLL regular season and over 200 hours of original content. Check us out at laxsportsnetwork.com or download the LSN app. Available on iOS, Android, Roku, Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Xbox. It's all free, so what are you waiting for?
Wild and crazy Saturday night, and this is Lacrosse Now.
Katie Kerrigan with Ben Reeves.
Be honest, how much do you still think about that goal?
What was it like getting a chance to host that trophy?
This is absolute hammer time. Look at this move.
It was perfect. It was exactly what we needed on our offense.
Occupying defenders and eliminating the second slide.
Head to this cone and touch.
Get in, get out. Bang. Good.